Hello and welcome to April 2026 edition of Macro and Market Update. Today, we are deep diving into one of the most consequential geopolitical developments of 2026, the Middle East conflict that erupted on February 28, 2026. While the Middle Eastern region has always been geopolitically sensitive, this time is different, and the stakes are much higher, especially for global energy markets and countries heavily dependent on imported fuel, such as India. Today, we break down the causes, the global economic reaction, the market implications, and India-specific impacts. The immediate trigger was the rapid spread of conflict across the Gulf region, accompanied by Iran's unilateral halt of almost all sea freight passing through the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow channel, connecting the Persian Gulf to global sea routes, is the artery of global energy flow, carrying 20% of world's crude oil and natural gas. Past Middle East conflicts have disrupted prices, but this one hits physical choke point of global energy supply. Unlike Russia's supply disruption in 2022, which were partially mitigated via rerouting, there is no meaningful alternative to the Strait of Hormuz. This makes today's shock a pure energy supply disruption, something global markets have not seen in decades. At the same time, damage to oil and gas infrastructure in Iran, Qatar, and across the region is delaying the hopes of normalization. Commodities reacted swiftly to this disruption. By March, crude oil benchmarks such as Brent and WTI has risen by more than 54% and 61% respectively year to date. Liquefied natural gas jumped an astonishing 81%, and refined fuels such as diesel, petrol, and heating oil experienced equally dramatic surges globally. Even coal, often considered a fallback source of energy, recorded 23% increase in global arena. Interestingly, global agricultural commodities and precious metals did not see the same upward movement. Gold, which typically rallies during global stress, actually weakened due to unwinding of speculative long positions that had accumulated over previous months. Energy price rise has clear implication for costs and inflation. This has shifted global monetary expectations. Hopes of easing have faded, and some markets are tentatively pricing rate hikes. The US Federal Reserve is now expected to remain on hold as per market expectations until June 2027, versus expectation of 75 basis point cuts earlier. Market expects most economies to hike interest rates in next 6 months. Financial markets struggle to find their footing. Historically, during episodes of geopolitical uncertainty, investors rely on government bonds and gold as safe havens. Bonds, however, were anything but stable this time. Rising oil prices stoked inflation fears and pushed yields higher across developed and emerging market economies. Gold, rather than strengthening, failed to play its usual defensive role. In this environment, the only reliable hedge that emerged was the US dollar, which appreciated as global investors flocked towards safety. The history of global oil price rise since early 1970s shows that across these decades, the most consistent theme is that demand dynamics, particularly those linked to global business cycle, explain the majority of major oil price movements. Supply shocks matter, but their impact depends heavily on available spare capacity and expectations around future scarcity. This time, because the Strait of Hormuz is directly compromised and there is no spare capacity that can meaningfully compensate for the interruption, if the strait remains commercially inaccessible, oil prices will continue to climb higher until they begin to compress global demand, potentially triggering recessionary conditions. Even once the conflict stabilizes, the countries are expected to rebuild inventories aggressively, which means prices may remain elevated for a considerable period. Thus, making the Strait of Hormuz commercially viable quickly is the biggest ask in current times. For India, the consequences of this disruption are particularly significant. India imports 89% of its crude oil requirements, and the Gulf region remains its most important supplier. India faces 5 major channels of exposure. First, the higher cost of oil and commodity imports immediately inflates the import bill. Second, physical shortages of energy supply expose the industrial and service sectors to operational disruptions, thereby impacting India's economic output. Third, fertilizer prices surge when gas supply becomes tight, pushing up subsidy requirements for the government. Overall, fiscal position deteriorates. Fourth, India exports to Middle East, which accounts for around 14% of its outbound trade, face logistical delays and reduced demand. Finally, remittances from the region, almost 40% of India's total, are expected to slow as economic activity in the Gulf faces disruptions. Government has rationed the energy availability to industries while trying to cushion the impact on households. Within industries too, the priority sectors are being identified. Further, government has also reduced excise duty on petrol and diesel by rupees 10 per litre, implying an annual revenue hit of rupees 1.7 trillion. To offset this, windfall taxes on diesel and ATF exports are being raised. RBI is trying to stem the rupee volatility by limiting banks' net rupee open position in onshore deliverables. Overall, the effort is being made to ration the supply, limit the price shocks to households, and stabilize the financial market to the best extent possible. For every $10 increase in the price of crude, India's current account deficit widens by approximately $15 billion annually. Remittances may slow meaningfully as economic activity in the Gulf softens. Under the assumptions that crude prices remain elevated for 3 months before settling, the current account deficit could widen to 2% of GDP in FY27. That is a 1 percentage point increase. Foreign portfolio outflows have already restarted reversing the gains made after the US-India trade deal earlier in the year. Structurally, India's balance of payment has deteriorated due to negligible net FDI inflows. Dollar borrowings remain unattractive for corporates, and despite structural improvements in the current account, the capital account deficit, which is negative for the first time since FY74, is weighing on the rupee. Spot FX reserves stand at $698 billion as of 20th March 2026. But forward liabilities of $68 billion by the end of Jan 2026, which is estimated to rise by an additional $20 to $25 billion by March, reduces the effective reserves meaningfully. Consequently, the rupee remains vulnerable to global shocks, and we would expect it to slide it to 96 against US dollar in a couple of months' time. Growth is expected to moderate from an estimated 7.8% in FY26 to around 6.9% in FY27. The slowdown will not be solely due to higher prices, but also due to supply constraints. Industrial output could weaken, especially in energy-dependent sectors. Retail and hospitality businesses are already feeling the strain of LPG shortages, and supply-side bottlenecks may affect both services and manufacturing. While agriculture appears relatively stable for the moment, weather risks could still pose challenges in the Kharif season. WPI is set to rise sharply, potentially touching 8 to 10%, primarily due to rising input and energy costs. The impact on consumer inflation is more nuanced. Retail fuel prices have been capped for now. However, food inflation could rise significantly due to unfavorable base and prospects of El Nino. Core inflation is likely to drift higher too, as firms gradually pass through elevated input costs. We expect the RBI to remain on hold in April 2026 and maintain a neutral stance while highlighting both growth and inflation concerns. The current starting point offers some buffer, with the repo rate at 5.25 and CPI inflation at 3.75 as of Feb 2026. Real rates are positive at 1.5%. If elevated global energy prices persist beyond a quarter, or if global food inflation spikes sharply, the probability of an early rate hike by the RBI increases. At this stage, we expect about 50 basis points of rate hikes in FY27. That said, a BOP deficit will suck out the rupee liquidity and will necessitate continued OMO purchases even in FY27. Across corporate India, the impact varies widely across sectors. Oil producers may temporarily benefit from higher prices, although profits may be tempered with this windfall taxes. Oil marketing firms, on the other hand, face heavy under-recoveries. Travel and tourism, airlines, hotels, restaurants, chemicals, fertilizer, and synthetic textiles are likely to experience material stress due to higher energy costs or supply shortages. Technology, telecom, pharmaceuticals, and power are relatively insulated, although they may see mild cost pressures. Metals and mining stand to benefit from higher global commodity prices. Equity markets face valuation pressures. Historically, spikes in crude oil beyond $100 per barrel weigh significantly on India's external sector and corporate profitability. However, temporary crude spikes often create buying opportunities, as seen during Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2022. Mid-cap and small-cap indices tend to correct more sharply than large caps during periods of energy-driven stress, which can set the stage for attractive entry points once clarity emerges. Though OMOs provide support to government bonds, rising risk of fiscal slippage, elevated inflation, a weaker rupee, simultaneous rise in both private and government credit, and deteriorating GSEC valuations all argue for an upward bias in the term structure of interest rates in FY27, even if the policy rate hikes remain moderate. The big question everyone is asking is how long will this conflict last? Sharp increases in energy prices directly erode global GDP and force political recalculation. Moreover, markets themselves can incentivize quicker negotiation when volatility becomes unbearable. If this conflict continues for more than 2 to 3 months, the risk of a global recession rises sharply, making resolution all the more urgent for key global actors. The 2026 Middle East conflict is not just another geopolitical flashpoint. It has effectively hit the world's most vulnerable energy choke point. For global markets, this means a genuine supply shock, unpredictable commodity markets, broken hedging dynamics, and a reassessment of geopolitical risk pricing. For India, the implications are even deeper, touching energy security, fiscal stability, inflation, growth, corporate earnings, and currency resilience. It is a moment that calls for agility, diversification, and prudent risk taking. Signing off for this month. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.